Hello everyone, my name is Elijah Proctor, and today we're going to be talking about a scenario where the mean and median values of a data set may differ significantly, and how we can propose a solution to handle this discrepancy. And so what we're going to be using as an example is the salaries of the Oklahoma City Thunder players. And so in the NBA, typically the superstars make a lot more than what an average NBA player would make. So in this case, we have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who makes 36 million, and then we have the person who makes the least, which is Jalen Williams, who makes 2.0 million. Um, and so we're going to compute the mean and the median, and then we're going to show the discrepancy between the two. So here we take a data frame of this, or we create a data frame from this OKC players object, and then once we have that, we're going to compute the mean, which is 9.47 million, and then compute the median, which is 5.5 million. And as you can see, because SGA makes so much more money than everyone else, it makes the mean a lot more, or almost 4 million more than what the median value is. And so in order to lessen this discrepancy, we're going to be using a technique called the trimmed mean, which is an averaging technique computed after subtracting a small percentage of the greatest and the smallest values. And so we're going to be using this function to do this. And so this takes in our data set. It takes in a key, which is going to be the salary, and then a percentage of how much we're trying to cut. So we're going to turn that percentage into a decimal. So let's say we want to do 10%. The decimal that value would be 0.1. And then we have to make sure that the data is sorted, even though this would work perfectly fine in descending order. We're going to sort it in ascending order just in case. And then we can determine how many values should be trimmed based on what the percentage that was specified. And so since there's about 11 values in this data set, and if we multiply it by 0.1, we're going to get 1. So we're going to trim the very first value and then the very last value. And then we're going to calculate the mean based on what was trimmed, and then we're going to return the results. And so we're going to call this function twice. One to get 10% of the trimmed mean, another for the 20%. And then we're going to display the results so that we can visualize what is happening here. So if we scroll down, we can see that we have our median value, which is 5.5 million, and then we have our mean, which is 9.47 million, and there's a huge gap between the two. But as we start computing the trimmed mean by a percentage, we can see that we slowly get closer to what is actually considered typical for an NBA player. And so what is considered pretty much average is about 5 million to about 8 million. And only the superstars make close to $36 million a year. And so that is my solution to handling the discrepancy between the median and mean values. Thank you for listening.